Hi there, I'm Aki from Aki Gaming, and welcome to another episode of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours. Each episode, we will be putting two heroes into the spotlight and see who reigns supreme over the other. First, they will be judged by all of their attributes, which includes their stats, weapons, skills, etc. Then, we will put them into a battle simulator to see who's the better one when head-on. Not only that, we will be also giving them their best possible skill build and put them into the ultimate mass battle showdown to see who will be crowned the winner of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours. Let's not wait any longer and introduce our contestants. Standing on the left corner, the brother of the Marquis of Ostia, the BFF of Hollywood, with both direction and magnitude, Vector! And standing on the right corner, ascended as the Marquis of Ostia, swinging his axe to lead his people, the legendary Lector! And here we go, Ahmeds vs Ahmeds, Ostian vs Ostian. Who is the better green armored husbando? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble? Round 1, stats and skills. Let's start with their base stats total. Vector has a BST of 173, and Lector's BST is 174. Lector takes the first point. What about their hit points? Vector has 50 HP, and Lector has 47. Vector equalize. Let's look at the base attack now. Vector's attack is 38, and Lector is 40. Lector strikes back. 1-2. What about their speed? Who is more agile? Vector has a speed of 21, and Lector has 23. Lector scores again. Now, let's look at the defense. Vector has 40 points in defense, and Lector has 38. 2-3 to Vector. Last, their magic resistance. Vector has a resistance of 24, and Lector has 26. Lector gets another point. After comparing their stats, Lector is currently leading by 2 points, but is far from over. Vector could still make a comeback. Next, let's compare their weapon. Vector wields the legendary Berserk Ahmeds that has a might of 16. It accelerates special trigger and also comes with the effect of Wrath. For those who are not familiar with Wrath, it basically -1 to special cooldown if his HP is 75% or less at the start of a turn and deals +10 damage when special triggers. What about Lector? He wields the Thunder Ahmeds that also has a might of 16. It grants him a +3 defense, and if the number of allies within 2 spaces is more than the number of enemies within 2 spaces, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So who has the better Ahmeds? According to the rating system from Game 8, Berserk is rated slightly lower than Thunder. Surprise! Lector wins the weapons fight. Next, let's look at their specials. Vector has Glimmer that boosts damage dealt by 50% with a cooldown of 2. On the other hand, Lector has Draconic Aura that boosts attack by 30% with a cooldown of 3. And again, by referring to Game 8, Draconic Aura is better than Glimmer. Another point to Lector. Now, their passives. Due to Vector missing a passive, we won't be comparing their C skill. However, we'll still go through it for your knowledge. In slot C, Lector has Ostia's Pulse. At the start of turn 1, grants special cooldown count -1 to all allies, granted only if number of those allies' movement types on current team is equal or lesser than 2. Okay, let's start comparing the rest. First, passive A. Vector has distant counter that enables him to counter attack disregarding distance of foe. Guess what? Lector has the same passive too. Hence, it's a draw. Last, let's compare their passive in B. Vector has Worry Fighter. If his HP is 50% or more, he and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. How about Lector? He has Vengeful Fighter. If his HP is 50% or more, and foe initiates combat, Lector makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and it also grants him a special cooldown charge +1 per attack. Who will take the last point? It's kinda obvious, Vengeful is better than Worry. So the last point goes to Lector. And that concludes round 1. With a score of 2 against 7, the winner of the first round goes to Lector! What a huge gap. Is this what they call power creep? Now, let's move on to round 2, head-on fight. For this segment, I'm going to use the FEH damage calculator by Andu Krandu. First, we are just going to let them brawl with their default skills and IV with no buff. Instead of looking at result for only one round, we will look at one full turn instead. And here's the result. Vector gets to take Lector down when defending first, thanks to the 1 cooldown Glimmer Wrath combo, which lets him proc whenever he attacks. Hence, the default fight goes to Vector. Next, how about we give them some skill inheritance? For your information, the build shown might not be the common way you build them, as it will optimize for the highest winning rate. For Vector, Berserk Armats, Ignis, Distant Counter, Bow Fighter, Odd Attack Wave, and a Quick Repose Seal. For Lector, Thunder Armats, Bonfire, Distant Counter, Bow Fighter, Odd Attack Wave, and a Quick Repose Seal. And the result? It's a double kill. Whoever initiates first would get the kill because of Bow Fighter. However, if Lector has more allies within 2 spaces, he would be able to prevent dying. But since this is a one-on-one battle, we will exclude that from the equation. Hence, it's a draw for the skill inheritance fight. But since Vector already has a point during the default fight, the winner of the second round goes to the man with direction and magnitude.
Oh yeah! Guess those dice! Guess those dice.
Before we proceed to the final segment, let's look back at the results so far. Both Vector and Lector has a win in hand, and whoever wins the last round will be taking home the title of Best Husbando. Who shall it be? Let's find out in round 3, Mass Battle. For this segment, we will be using the same damage calculator as round 2 to calculate how effective are they against all the other heroes. And the result will be in the form of percentage. Here's the formula. Instead of looking at the result for one full turn, we will now also consider the result of one round. And each category will be given a point for the winner, which makes it a total of 8 points. First, we will calculate the result with their default build. Here's the result for one round of initiation. Vector has a higher winning rate of 59.7 compared to Lector with 59, a mere difference of 0.7%. Next, let's have a look at the result for one full turn with attacking phase first. And Vector still has the better rate of 82 to 74.8%. Now, defending. Here's the result for one round of defense. This time, Lector did better when defending with 81.3% compared to Vector's 78.3%. Moving on to one turn of defense. Vector performed better with a winning rate of 93.2%, about 10% more than Lector. The score is currently 3-1. Now, let's look at the result after inheriting skills. Who will perform better this time? Vector extending the gap by having the higher winning rate. What about one full turn by initiating first? And once again, Vector is slightly ahead with 97.8 over 96.5. What if enemy attack first? How different would the result be? And for one round of defense, Lector pulls one back with 80.9% to 80. Lastly, let's look at the result for one turn of defense. Very close, but Vector managed to edge past Lector with a difference of 0.2%. And that's the end to round 3. With a score of 6-2, the winner of the last round goes to Vector. And ladies and gentlemen, by winning the second and third round, the victor of this episode of My Waifu or Husbando is better than yours is none other than Vector! Yes! I'm just happy it didn't end as a draw. But truth to be told, I'm surprised by the end result. I'm pretty sure the reason Vector won is because of the conditions of Thunder Ahmed's wasn't met. If Lector has the allies surrounding him, he would definitely do better in the third round. And even with such result, I believe that a lot of people would still choose Lector over Vector with the simple reason of him having the legendary buff. So, what's your thought on the result? Who do you think should have been the better Husbando? Let's discuss. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and press on the notification icon to Aki Gaming for more interesting content like this. You could also leave a comment below to suggest who would you like to feature in a future episode. By the way, for those who likes the challenge, could you come out with a build that has a higher winning rate than what I listed here? Do let me know. Here's the winning pair from last poll. Thank you for watching and hope to see you on the next episode of My Waifu or Husbando is better than yours.